In this episode of Sailing Dark Angel, we install a new antenna and scrape the reef off the bottom of the hull as we get a few steps closer to leaving for the Bahamas.
If you like our videos, please smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell. It's free for you and really helps our channel.
We've been without an antenna for quite some time. We bought a new antenna for the VHF and we just needed a new cable because the problem was actually the cable. But we thought since we're replacing it, we might as well do both. And we're going to run that now and hopefully we can fish it through the bimini where the old cable was. This antenna is not at the top of the mast. I don't know why they ran a second antenna and I'm not about to tear apart the mast to find out today. That's a down the road kind of deal. So let's see if we can get this fish through and hook up a new antenna and be able to use our onboard VHF instead of having to use a handheld for everything. Our antenna was located here on the back of the bimini. That little tab is. And we're going to remount it on there. Here's where the cable comes through. And the issue is, obviously that cable is not good. We're going to try and connect to this and see if it'll pull through the bimini, but I think there's some kind of a stop in here. And then it comes through here and we can fish it down into the boat.
So what are we doing today, Captain Dave?
Pull my wire.
Oh, the huge.
I'm going to run this new antenna wire.
Yeah.
And then hopefully put up a new antenna. And then maybe have a VHF again. Now, I don't know if it's actually going to pull through here because there might be an obstruction. Start.
Is it pulling all the way out? There's nothing that's holding it?
So far.
So far, so good.
Seems close. Got it.
Ta-da!
Ta-da.
And for your next trick.
You know what that's short for?
Ta-da-da-da-da!
Now I got to get it down that pipe and into the interior of the boat.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah. Yay. So the antenna's got to run to the back of the radio.
No. Do you have it?
Yeah. Whether or not I can feed it down through there is the question.
Dude, that feels way too easy. I know. Shut up.
You like it when there's a little more friction, do you?
What's the hard part?
Feeding it in through here.
Yeah?
And then we should get some split loom and cover this up. Make it look a little prettier. One more step toward getting out of here and getting back to Bahamas.
One more step. Did you pull it all the way out? Let's see, let's see. You pulling your wire.
There we go.
All the way out. That is amazing.
This is the old one. It is connected to the back of the radio, so we'll have to get at that.
Mm-hmm.
Now the other end is where the antenna goes.
Okay.
And this is much nicer wire than this. Much more flexible, which
It's important?
it's important. It needs to be flexible, it needs to be weather resistant, corrosion resistant,
Because weather is always going on.
Dave resistant. I'll just put a new connector on that.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I have to take the one off the radio, which we can't get at.
Yet.
Well, there's not quite enough stuff in the way. Almost.
I'd say just enough.
The left rear wheel's gonna fall off now.
thing on the wheels.
It's not the antenna it was connected to.
What was it connected to?
I don't know.
Pardon?
Don't know. The one in the mast, I guess. This one is connected to this back here. The VHF AIS is what this was connected to.
You want me to take a look inside?
So this was connected to the back of our AIS.
Back in there.
And the VHF was actually connected to this cable, which is up the mast, I assume.
So does that mean it's got to be wired up the mast, or is it gets connected back there to something?
I just got to see what this is. This is connected to
A little bit
this.
of spaghetti. Would you consider that spaghetti back there?
Yeah. Okay, so there's an antenna splitter on here. It's actually run to the antenna splitter.
Okay.
So this will be connected back up to the radio, and the new cable, I'm guessing, goes to the splitter. So it's splitting the radio antenna with the VHF antenna. So this is the VHF side, the other side's the radio side. It's probably the one at the top of the mast.
Let me just move this for now. There you go.
So in theory, this wire here is the antenna wire. Yep.
Okay.
AM, FM, VHF. My guess, top of the mast.
That goes to the top of the mast? The AIS is, you said that wire was burned, right?
It needs a new antenna for the AIS as well. It loses the signal all the time. But I thought they were using the same cable. They are, in fact, not.
Is there any way to make them use the same cable or no?
Yeah, get a splitter. No, let's do a quick test. Let's connect this to the AIS.
Okay.
Power it up and see if it gets a signal. So the ICOM MA510TR is powering up, searching GPS, but now it's tied to the antenna, theoretically on the mast.
There it is.
There are no boats here. How about that? There we go. So it's populated.
Okay.
This is the one running up to the GPS antenna, and it plugs into the back of the AIS. So this antenna is plugged in properly. The other one was not transmitting. So what I'm going to do is put the connectors on this wire, run it to the back of the radio, and plug it in to the wire on the back of the boat, or to the antenna that I'm installing on the back of the boat.
Okay.
And see if we get transmission reception.
Okay.
The first few hundred you do are the hardest. You got any idea how many car audio units I have installed? It's almost like I did it for a living. So we are still going to run this antenna the way I was going to. I'm going to run it to the back of the ICOM radio.
Okay.
We'll have less range than if it's run to the top of the mast. Mm-hmm. A fair amount less range. Mm-hmm. But if it works, then we know we need to replace that antenna and probably that antenna and cable all the way down to push it all through the boat and all down the mast and all round.
Okay.
Round we go.
So let's get at it. So what are you doing today, Andrew?
Oh, I'm just gonna clean the boat here. No big deal. So.
Oh, it's a huge deal. It's awesome that you're coming along today and getting this done before we end up doing our crossing, because having a bad bottom, it makes it a long time to cross.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's nice that you're here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what do the connectors look like?
Well, there's an O-ring and a plastic sleeve
Okay.
and a ferrule, and there's the clamp, and this is supposedly no solder, no nothing. It just, you put the wire in and it clamps it all, and I'm real curious to see how that goes, because I've never seen anything like that before. Let's get this flat. There we go. Clean, flat cut.
I have a feeling we're going to hear him when he starts scraping, won't we?
No, can't use the O-ring, it won't come out. There we go. Yeah, he said he's got a two-handed scraper if he needs it. I figure he's going to need it. He's going to start with the water line, see how it looks. These connectors might not fit. That's snug. Wow. You just roll that on past the tip. Okay, so that's gonna, and then this. Oh, so you can't really see it unless you're looking, but there's a pin on the inside of this, and it looks like it stabs into the center of the coax, and that's how it's going to make contact with the core wire of the coax. Interesting. I have never heard of such a thing, but I'm old school. We would have soldered this back in the day. And then we clamp these fingers down, and that's what I guess grips our ground sheath. Get a genuine pair of high-tech cramping tools. Cramping.
There's that scraping sound. I didn't see any hookah rig with him. Did you?
He's got a scuba tank.
Oh. I didn't see it. I can feel it.
He's pushing the whole boat. It was definitely way overdue for a cleaning. He's got his work cut out for him. I'm scared to see what the bill's gonna look like. So you thread this onto the small threads, and then this over top, and then this will thread into the back of the radio.
Okay.
And grab it, and something about your Uncle Bob, and away we go.
Excellent.
So we got to put one of these on the other end.
Okay.
That's going to be fun in this wind. It's got to go here, and this is going to come to here. But what I think I'll do is put a bunch inside so that I can put the connector on down here.
Yeah.
And then I'll just feed it through and store the cable in there. Maybe I'll take the whole thing. Maybe I'll use the whole wire.
Okay.
And why not, right?
Why not?
Gives me extra if I need it. That way if it breaks off near this end, I can just cut it, put a new connector on.
Yeah.
You go to move and the boat just goes.
Let's go see what Andrew's doing. We got some things going on today on this boat. Andrew's under there in scuba gear, scraping away at our hull. There he is. He's got a, wow, look at the gear he has. Wow.
So we don't need this bracket because we're going to use the existing one on the boat.
Was the other antenna like done?
It
Or
was
burnt?
very, very badly corroded.
Was it?
Yeah. Yeah, there's no high end to this. It's just.
Is it kind of like a plug and play idea?
Yeah, this nut holds it on. That's all there is to it.
Okay.
And
Then
the
we can
trip
get rid of
over
that.
the tube. Yeah.
Or put the old one in it and get rid of it.
Yeah.
Good idea.
So you got to put this one down through before you put the connector on it. But
Okay.
That's okay. At least I'm hoping it'll fit in this L bracket. It's two different makes, but the bracket should be universal-ish. Yeah, it fits beautifully.
Awesome.
Problem is I need two hands to do this.
Okay.
I also need two hands to hold on with.
Do you want me to do anything? Like,
Yeah, fish me out after I fall
do you want
in.
me to hold it?
Fish me out when I fall in.
Hang on. Don't fall in. I can hold it if you like.
There we go.
You okay?
Oh, yoga.
You good?
Don't fall in for crying out loud. And there's Andrew.
Oh, there you are. Hello.
Apparently the water line was the worst part. The clean we did earlier helped.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, let's see if there's room for this big ass connector.
Fingers crossed. Antenna check. Yeah, I know I'm wackadoo. I'm supposed to be. That's my job. So you're seeing if that fits?
Yeah. And so far the answer is a resounding nope.
There you go.
Your boat's gonna fly after this.
Yeah, I can't
When's
wait.
the last time y'all moved it?
A month ago?
About a month.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was really, really, really sluggish, as you can imagine.
We were gonna move it the other day, but I didn't trust the props.
Oh yeah, it's funny how much faster they'll go after they're clean. That's for sure.
How long have you
Like, look
been
at
doing
this.
boats for?
Just started like this year actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, I just got my first scuba tanks this year.
Oh yeah?
Yep.
A lot of
I
work?
had my boat like 2 years or so.
Yeah. Cause yeah, there's a lot of work around here, isn't there?
Oh, everywhere. I mean, it's like landscaping. I mean, every boat needs. It's like house cleaning. I mean,
Yeah.
every boat.
Yeah. Cool.
So, I guess the trick is once you get into it, maybe get a marina gig where you can do like 10 or 12 boats every month or so.
Right.
Yeah.
Get them at like maybe a few different marinas, and then you're looking at like a real steady, like an actual business. You know.
Yeah. We'll pop your name and your contact information up on one of our videos. Sound good?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'd rather have the excess wire on the inside of the boat.
Then have it pulled tight and something snap, and then you don't have enough.
Yeah. This way, if we have an issue like the last one where it cut itself, what I'll
On
do
something.
is I'll put a zip tie or something here to hold it in place.
Okay.
But like get one of those zip tie stickers
Yeah.
and stick it onto here. Put a loop in it or something. But what I want to do is prevent it from chafing this way, and if I zip tie it, it can't go anywhere.
Right.
So how's that look?
Looks good. Looks clear.
Look clear? Now see if I can crank that down.
So you got
my
channel
hair.
locks? Oh, you look beautiful. Don't worry about it.
So we got some channel locks. See if I can do this without throwing them in the water.
Yeah, don't do that.
Well, I might.
It's expensive.
No, these are genuine Mastercraft.
Did you want to
can't
maybe
get
kneel
these.
here and go over there? It just seems like it's more stable platforms.
It is, but I'd be reaching a lot further.
All right.
No, it's too big.
Yeah, it's fine standing on that. Yeah, that's good. Do you have it hooked up on the inside yet?
No, ma'am. I'm not hooking it up on the inside until the outside's done.
Okay.
I'll hook it to the radio last.
Ooh. Yeah. Boat yoga.
Every single job. This is just an antenna. Just take a couple minutes. Wait till it's time to do the other one.
I don't want to talk about it.
You haven't been to the very top yet. Maybe that'll be your turn. You've been up to the spreaders.
Yeah, I've been up to the spreaders, and you know that was good.
Ow!
Careful, don't hurt yourself,
A little
please.
late on that one.
Oh yeah, like it's my
Well, you didn't tell me to be careful. How am I supposed to know? Now I'm hoping that's a good connection on the antenna. Pulling in this wire. So now the wire's inside the boat where it should ought to be. Should oughta, that's a word I made up.
I'm actually glad we're doing another boat project right now, so I don't focus on him under there.
Doing under there, yeah.
Yeah, because I kind of get panicky with the idea of somebody, you know, not making it out alive kind of thing.
Never mind that. I'm worried about cutting a through hull off. Then you got a problem. Then you got an emergency haul out.
So you're saying after he's done, we go around and check all the through hulls.
And during.
So what are you doing right now?
Connecting up the antenna if I can find the connector. Which I have to find by feel because can't see it. There it is. Yeah.
Really?
Really.
Oh, hair sound. Okay. I literally jumped.
Sounds just like the sheep heads out there.
Yeah, they don't do a good enough job.
No, I can fire them.
So it is connected up right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything is connected.
How's it going?
Hey.
Hey.
Do you have a small, like, little wrench I could try borrowing? Thank you, sir.
How's it coming along? Are you checking for sharks? Is that what you're looking
I was
for?
looking for fish.
Okay.
But there are sharks out here, but
Yeah.
you don't ever see them that often. I came face to face with a hammerhead around here one time.
Did you really?
Oh, spear fishing. Yeah.
What'd you do?
Probably 8 to 10 feet. Well, I had the same wetsuit on. Except
Yeah.
I had my spear gun with my hand like this, and I just looked at him. He looked at me, and then he swam on.
Oh, that's
Yep.
good.
It was at the head of the inlet.
Yeah.
The south side jetty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was with 3 people out there. Did it tighten at all?
It tightened, but
All right.
the leak is still there.
You think so?
I can see it.
Yeah, it's the first time it's really had an issue with that pretty much, so. Huh. Let me see. I'll try, I got it.
Got it?
Yeah.
Is it better? Yeah, it's still leaking. So.
Here, can I try using those?
Yep.
Do you mind if I put them in the water?
No. I need some off. Bye.
Cool.
Did it work?
I think I fixed it.
Okay,
ya?
It's
Yep.
a very slow leak now.
Yeah, it felt like it was right
I
at the
just
bottom
need
of
to
the thread. You
adjust
probably
it
gonna
later.
need some Teflon tape and some.
I'll
brute
probably
force.
just set this tank on the back of your boat until it runs out of air.
Sure.
Or I'll just run it up to my dinghy. It's not far.
Whatever
Thank
works.
y'all.
No
worries.
problem. So what are we doing today, Captain Dave?
Well, more toys came in.
Yeah? Like what? Like what?
We got an antenna splitter
Woo!
from Shakespeare, which is the same brand as the antenna we've got hanging there. This came in from Defender. And this splits so that we've got the same antenna being used for the AM FM for the radio.
Mm-hmm. See it.
And plugs into the back of the AM FM radio.
Okay.
And then we've got one goes to the VHF radio.
Okay.
And one goes to the AIS. And then it comes in from the antenna that we installed.
Okay.
So this splits the signal. And it's amplified, so I got to hook up power and ground so that we don't lose, it doesn't degrade the signal being hooked up 3 different ways.
Gotcha.
So, first we got to rip the old one out. Here's the one that's in there now. It's a little Pacific one, which is what the radio was, or sorry, which is what the antenna was.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to come out. We got to unplug everything off the back and hook it all up, and we should have AIS, VHF, 2 all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese. So it connects to the back of the AIS unit here. And there we go. And then this is the end. I think this antenna is coming in from the mast. At least I'm going to assume it is. There's VHF power, which I'm just going to tap. But I'm pretty sure this is coming in from the antenna up on the mast, which is just, it's not working. Whether it's a bad cable or a bad antenna, I don't know, but we have the temporary antenna installed out back now. So Kind of hard to see, but right now we're tied into the back. The antenna is tied into the back of the radio there, into the VHF. So we got to disconnect that and then connect it to the splitter in here, and then wires out. Neither complex nor high tech, but you gotta have it. There's our new antenna wire coming in. We're gonna pop that on there where it says antenna. Like I said, this isn't real high tech, so. So I'm unwrapping the tape from the antenna from the mast. I think I have a sneaking suspicion why it doesn't work. That is just corroded apart.
Can you strip it back and make it work?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Why don't you just strip the wires back and reconnect them to where it's not corroded? And the problem is with wires like this is coax is bad for it. Any kind of coated wire will wick moisture, and it pulls the moisture through the wire. So even though it's only the end that looks bad here, what's actually happening is this moisture is going to be all the way back through the entire wire to the other end. There's a real good chance that this moisture came from the end that's up at the mast. You need a new antenna and a whole new antenna wire, and that's a wonderful job to do next time we get, say, the standing rigging done and the mast is being taken down or being worked on anyway. Then it's so much easier to feed the wire then. Meanwhile, this should work great. So the antennas are all hooked up all around. So the antenna's all hooked up, there's power and ground, and that means the splitter's all ready to go, and we should have working stuff. So let's turn it on and see. So we go to VHF, and that gives us our radio, and we'll also go to nav instruments, which gives us our AIS. So we've got VHF and nav instruments. So let's go look at the AIS. It's booting up. We've got a position. We've got tracks, we've got boats. So AIS is working.
and recurrent measures shut off as well. Welcome to 157.